Now don't mind the background, I'm still figuring a few things out, but it'll be good soon, I promise. Just needed to get this video out for you ASAP because there's a lot of news to go over and I want to keep you guys up to date. So season 2 is upon us, and after watching Riot's 2 pieces of content they put out today, I actually could not be more excited for what's to come. In my opinion, what I've seen from them is some of the best thematics, skins and changes since I don't know when, and this video is here to rapid fire it all off for you as well as a couple of little extras. Firstly, Season 2 kicks off with patch 26.9 on April 29th and will be a bit shorter than the Season 1 at the length of 6 patches instead of 8, but this is only to make room for a longer Season 3 later in the year. As Season 1 was of a Demacian theme, Season 2 theme bleeds into the outskirts of Demacia and follows Vayne, the Demon Hunter, or more accurately, the Monster Hunter, but this season's about slaying demons. Anyway, the season is called Pandemonium, which literally means all demons in Greek, and its color and thematic choice is amazing. It's dark, mysterious, and a bit creepy, but it also has the relief of being interesting and colorful, which is such a hard but well executed balance to have done here, so very well done to Riot. Now the confirmed skins for this season are the demon themed ones we've all seen in the Season 2 video, and you're probably watching in the background right now. Pandemonium Annie, Pandemonium Kindred, Demon Cursed Vayne, who's the legendary, and Pandemonium Shaco, which is the prestige. And a Prestige LeBlanc is also coming later in the season, which as a main antagonist of the lore they've been putting out recently, I think it'll probably be amazing. Now I really love what they've done with the Vayne skin specifically. I think it fits her super well thematically, but it's pretty evident as her inspiration sources of Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, and Castlevania. But at least it's got the whole corrupted thing going on. That's a really cool twist. There has already been some concerns about that skin though, with this Reddit post on the front page already getting a lot of traction about gameplay clarity due to the huge ghost behind her when she ults, which I guess I can see and would also make sense because Riot have even said they don't allow some champs to have ponytails in lieu of confusion for Yasuo. But someone made a suggestion of having Vayne's ghost only visible to players when they're in the grey screen because of the lore implication, which I think is a sick idea, but I don't know if it's possible coding wise. Annie's skin also looks amazing. Kinda reminds me of Hextech with the colors, and the expressionless head is so creepy, but really cool looking. And Tibbers looks like an actual demon, which is sick. And while the Shaco one is good for a prestige, it's a bit lackluster, but I also might just think this because his last skin was like one of the best League has. It's pretty perfection as far as ticking skin criteria goes, and everyone loves it, so. But outside of those, Riot continues to drop kinda one-offs as well, but they're still really well executed. So there isn't like a skin fatigue, I guess we saw in the Noxus season, where they'd kinda have the same looking skins dropped for just months and it kinda got boring. This time around, we have Rain Shepherd Ivern, which again proves to be an amazing and original skin line, and Project Quinn, which looks pretty project-y, I guess. But at least we have the base animation and it looks pretty nice. But then there are also 2 new day job skins, Breadsticks Aurelia and Spaghetti a la Vel'Koz. I don't know, I love these kind of skins more than the edgy ones, so maybe I'm a bit biased, I just think these are great. But with all the good skins out of the way, let's jump into some gameplay changes, because there's a lot of these and they're also really big. Firstly, the lane assigned role quests were hurting certain champions that preferred to roam too much. Think Singed and Katarina, and others obviously, but they were kind of being too heavily penalized for doing what their kits want them to do, so Riot adjusted that. Players will still need to visit lane to progress quests, like you still gotta farm and be in the lane sometimes, but you won't be penalized for roaming or proxying anymore. And on top of that, top lane quest rewards are shifting toward teamfighting involvement around Dragon and Herald, while mid laners are losing the empowered recall and instead getting 6% bonus AD or AP on quest completion. As for runes and items, etc., old runes Deathfire Touch and Storm Raiders Surge are both returning, with Storm Raiders replacing Phase Rush as the movement speed rune option. Now if you don't know, Deathfire Touch is kind of just a stronger Scorch, not too exciting, but it is notable that it'll be swapping from a minor rune to a keystone though, as in Scorch was minor and now Deathfire Touch will be major. Storm Raiders was more focused on burst assassins like Talon or Zed to get in and then out of fights because you had to do like 25% of their health in a combo to get it to proc, whereas Phase Rush just promoted a pretty toxic trading pattern. I'm sure every top laner who's played against Gragas knows this, or even watched Bass's stream. So I am glad to see it go. Also, the items Trailblazer and Opportunity are getting removed from the shop. Dusk and Dawn is getting adjusted, and there are 2 new starting items. Doran's Bow, which is assumedly aimed at ADC starters, and Doran's Helm, which is for tanks. and their stats are both on your screen now. I think Doran's Blade is just going to stay for top lane and mid lane melees, and Doran's Shield will be melees versus ranged, or kind of like harder matchups, I guess. There are also new Omnivamp focused boots coming. They're called Gluttonous Greaves, and their upgraded mid lane quest is Immortal Path. The stated goal for these boots is to make alternative builds like April Ezreal, ADC Cannon, and attack speed Xin Zhao, I think they said, actually viable, but who knows if they actually will be. And the next new champion is a mid lane AP assassin, which is confirmed as Locke, which I'm sure a few of you have seen floating around in the community. And he'll be arriving in Season 2, Act 2, and will be the only new champion released in all of 2026, but it does make him the 173rd champion. In these sources from Big Bad Bear, we have confirmation, as well as Demon Cursed Vayne's voice lines specifically referencing that he is in fact Locke. I even think I saw Necrit on Twitter calling out a Riot saying Locke on Twitter the other day, despite him not actually being confirmed or like officially launched, I think, but I think they then deleted the tweet. So that kind of confirms it even more. Now, just before we get into the biggest trolling change Riot's ever done, maybe just double check to see if you're subscribed. I'm cooking up some really big stuff I'm excited about that you'll all want to be around for, especially if you take ranked seriously. But now, as I said, trolling / griefing, there is a new system that's coming that auto-detects trolling behavior and lets teams vote to end the game early, which is similar to how AFK detection works. The offending player is excluded from the vote, so they don't get a say, and they get punished. If they're pre-made as well, they'll also lose LP, and allied teammates go LP neutral, and the enemy team will get a full LP win. This is something Riot have been asked about for years, and it's literally the biggest change to anti-trolling almost ever, I think. Let me know what you think about that down below. I think it's amazing. But moving on, extensive testing has finally gotten WASD to a point where it has reached a performance level close enough to point and click to be considered ready for ranked, and it goes live in 26.9. Champion-specific keybinds are also being added, so you can configure different binds per champion when you load in. And now for game mode changes, because it's a pretty hyped topic because it was a big section of Vayne's video. Standard Arena is being replaced by rotating arena events. There are 3 planned for Season 2, which is 3x6, so 3 players on 6 teams. Bravery, which is a random champion selection or crowd favorites only, and Swift Arena, which is 4 teams of 2, they're just faster games. There's also a new map called Petrosite Grove. It's coming, which is set on the outskirts of Demacia with large walls and mining bombs scattered around that can be knocked into enemies and detonated with immobilizing effects as seen from Shaco here on your screen. There are also augment levels being introduced, which let you supercharge favorite augments as you go, and some will be gaining new effects at max level. After picking 2 levelable augments, future offerings let you level existing ones instead of grabbing new ones. There's also a new crafting round at round 8, which lets you gain an augment slot or remove one to level another. There's also another 30 or something augments and 20 plus new guests of honor coming too. And now with voice chat, Riot recognizes that Discord kinda already just does this. So there's a native Discord integration beta for the US, Canada, and Brazil. And it lets you link accounts, invite Discord friends to in-game parties, you can see who's playing, and you can join lobbies via party links. Now, obviously, seeing as this is how we all usually comm in League anyway, this just feels more natural, and I'm kinda glad Riot just accepted it and improved on it instead of trying to make their own version in client that we just didn't use anyway. But yeah, that's basically everything, and I couldn't be more excited for everything I just mentioned. I want to know all your thoughts and opinions down below, and when you're on your way down there, be sure to subscribe for more League news. Thanks for watching. Bye.